Hi Desiree, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So today during our appointment, I'm just going to ask you to fill out a dietary assessment for me. Just before we begin, I just want to go over the purpose of the assessment and a little bit about why we do it. So the dental team ideally serves as healthcare providers first, so this should also include diet and nutrition counseling as well for the prevention and treatment of oral health conditions like cavities, for example. So do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great. So this is the dietary assessment of what it looks like. Just a little chart. So are you on any special diets at all right now?
No.
No? Okay. So let's start with fluoride exposure. So this could be anything from the water that you drink at home, supplements, the fluoride in toothpaste, or like a professional fluoride application from a dentist. So do you think it's like high, medium, low exposure?
I would say low.
Pretty low? Okay. Then moving on to sugary foods exposure. So this is like anything like sugary drinks or foods or gums or candies, anything like that. So again, like low, moderate, high.
I would say probably high. I even drink like a lot of sugary things.
Okay. Moving on to snacking habits. So do you think you're snacking like a moderate amount or like high amount, like 5 times a day?
I would say moderate, like 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay. And are you on any medications or chronic conditions that could cause dry mouth?
No.
No? Okay. And do you think you have any cavities currently in your mouth and your teeth?
Yeah, I think so. I think I probably have a couple.
Okay. And so the presence of plaque in your mouth, do you think that you have like a slight presence or a moderate accumulation of plaque or a really high accumulation of plaque in your mouth?
I would say moderate. I can feel it with my tongue.
Okay. And then just going over your oral home care really quickly. So it's just like you brush twice a day, once a day, not at all.
I brush twice a day.
Brush twice a day? Okay, great. Okay, so let's begin with discussing your intake of sugary foods and drinks per day. So you noted that you eat sugary foods like a moderate amount, like 3 times a day, like that. Is this with or without meals?
Both, probably with and without.
Okay, so let's go over some of my recommendations and goals to help you kind of improve this habit. So first, if you're going to eat something with a lot of sugar, try eating it with a larger meal to help kind of counteract the bacteria that's attacking your teeth, something like that. Next, maybe work on cutting out the sugars that you're putting in or on foods and drinks. So like sugars in coffees and teas and like sugar that you put on your cereal, totally cut those out. You can easily replace sugar on cereal with fresh fruits like strawberries or bananas. And in addition to that, just eating frozen, fresh, or even dried fruit, you're still getting that sweet taste, but just in a healthier way. And then just drinking lots of water instead of sugary pops and juices and alcohols. Just carry a water bottle with you all day, and you're good to go. All right, so moving on to your snacking habits and how often you're eating smaller meals. So you told me you're snacking moderately, like around twice a day, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, that's okay. So snacking is something we do especially during a busy day. So let's discuss some of the ways you can incorporate lots of healthy foods into your daily snacks. So first, just avoid foods that are overly processed, like chips and popcorn, and kind of avoiding those empty calorie foods. Including fruit as a snack is way easier than you think. Like raspberries and blueberries or bananas are rich in nutrients and antioxidants and can also be really filling. And also just eating organic and fresh fruits, and again, instead of those processed foods. And then another example could be like hummus and whole wheat pita is an excellent option for you to help meet the recommended intake of grains per day. All right, so moving on to, you said you were noticing maybe a cavity that's starting to form, or you think you have one or something like that. So do you know how cavities form?
No, I don't.
No? Okay, that's okay. So cavities basically begin to form when the food that we eat attaches to our teeth and bacteria and other microorganisms kind of incorporate into the food and plaque and start to dissolve the enamel and tooth surface. away, and thus decay or cavity starts to be present. So let's talk about some quick ways how we can prevent some cavities. So I definitely encourage you to avoid foods with high sugar content, of course, and also fermentable carbohydrates and starches can also be proven to cause cavities. So also making foods like chips, popcorn, and chocolate, just more of like a treat than an everyday item. And then eating foods like unsweetened grains, vegetables, fruits, and some dairy products usually present with a low cavity risk. And then also, as I said, removing sugar from your coffees and teas every day. And then just lastly, including pH neutral foods like cheese and milk with like at least one meal per day. Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, so just lastly here, another important section of the assessment sheet that I showed you is the presence of plaque on your teeth. So you've indicated that you experience a moderate level of plaque on your teeth?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, and then just could you maybe describe like whereabouts in your mouth the plaque kind of accumulates?
Just kind of like at the back of my teeth, I would say.
Okay, so I just wanted to address this to you because having a higher amount of plaque on your teeth can certainly impact your overall oral health in a big way and contribute to producing cavities. All right, so here's some ways you can control the presence of plaque in your mouth. So increasing your fruit intake, as I was saying. So fruits like an apple, for example, can provide your teeth with a natural cleaning while you're eating it. And in addition to that, it's also a healthy snack. And then also just fiber-rich foods are suggested to be the best foods to consume while trying to reduce plaque deposits on teeth, as they produce a generous amount of saliva, and saliva is going to also help naturally clean your mouth. Okay. All right, so just before we finish up here, I have something to show you, and it's called the Canvas Food Guide. Have you ever heard of that before?
I think I've heard of people talking about it a little bit, but I don't know much about it.
Okay, great. So basically what it's going to tell you is how many recommended serving sizes you're supposed to be getting every day of each food group. So vegetables and fruit, grain products, milk and alternatives, and meat and alternatives are the categories on there. So part of your dietary assessment that I'm going to go through with you today is how many servings you think approximately you're getting every day. Okay, so let's begin with the first category, fruits and vegetables. Approximately how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you think you're getting a day?
Probably somewhere around 6. I eat it like with a lot of my dinner, and I snack on it throughout the day.
Okay, great. And as for grain products, how many grain products do you think you're getting a day?
Roughly about 5.
About 5 servings? Okay. Then moving on to dairy, how many servings of dairy do you think you're getting every day?
Probably somewhere around 4.
Around 4? Okay. And as for meat and alternatives, how many servings?
Probably just like 2, mostly with lunch and dinner.
Okay, great. Perfect. So if we take a look at the food guide here, it's going to give you examples of each category and how much a serving size is. So for fruits and vegetables, the recommended serving size for a female adult is 7 to 8 servings, and you're telling me you're getting approximately 5 servings a day. So it means you probably need about 1 or 2 more servings. So if we look over here, half a cup of fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables is 1 serving. So maybe incorporating like a cup of fruit into your breakfast, for example. If you're not having fruit with breakfast, you could add it on top of cereal or oatmeal or something like that. You could add bananas or raspberries, anything like that, and you'll be getting your recommended serving size for fruit today. And then moving on to the grain section, the recommended serving size is 6 to 7 servings for a female, and you're telling me you're getting about 5, which is pretty good. This is almost the recommended serving size. So to achieve the ideal serving size a day, we look over here, and 1 slice of bread or half a bagel is 1 more serving size. So that's easily incorporated into your daily intake of food. And then moving on to dairy and meat and alternatives, the serving size is 3 to 4 servings for dairy and 2 servings for meat and alternatives. So you are consuming the proper amount for each of those categories. So
Awesome.
Good job. So that is gonna finish up our appointment today.